Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
There's a storm coming, Chris. It's stormy weather outside.
Yeah, there's a storm of brewing.
Yeah. So, Discovery, Season 3, Episode 12. There is a Tide. Directed by Frakes. My boy, Frakes.
That's your boy.
Yeah.
That's your other boy.
Yeah. The one's still alive. We basically watch a scene of The Mandalorian where Osiris is being shot at by her own ship to fool the guys to let them in. I mean, if this wasn't shot a year ago, I'd be like, thieves! But they pretty much shot it at the same time.
2. Proximity alert. 1. Brace for impact!
I want to get your overall thoughts too here. I should probably do that.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a pretty good episode. I think this is suffering from middle episode syndrome of the three-parter. This felt like more, this is just sort of dragging things along, putting bits together for the big epic finale, and we'll see how it goes. But there's definitely still stuff to talk about here. I'd like to get into Osyraa and her motivations when we get to that part. I'm still trying to piece that together.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into my Burnham John McClane comparisons.
Which seem to be extremely intentional.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we were calling it last episode that that's what was going to happen. Well, yeah, Zora's still active. And Zero from that second episode, he's back making fun of acting captain there.
I'm just like, I don't know why this was done, because the writers clearly know this is a stupid ass decision, because every character that learns about this has to comment on how stupid a choice this is. Every single one of them.
Yep. I am expecting you to defend it later though, because when she actually starts doing stuff, she's all like commandy.
She is.
I know Chris is gonna be like, yeah, she did her job, right?
Okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
All right. Book is taking the Courier Network, which is a wormhole with debris. That's convenient. It's a good thing they don't have warp to get anywhere.
Yeah, they look like, I think these are transwarp conduits. I think these are pretty much what the Borg were using. But they're all full of bullshit now. Been littering. Since the burn, I guess.
Nobody put a bulldozer or snowplow through.
Yeah, I feel like that would work. Like these are literally physical blockages. So you just build a big ass ship, like a big ass train with the cow catcher on front, and just send her through.
Yeah.
All right, transport passage clear.
It'd be pretty easy to do.
Yeah, get on this.
He forcefully docks with Discovery from behind, because her shields had to go down when they wanted to get inside.
Discovery, I feel like, is always shot with the main shuttle bay open in the back, and I don't, like, do they not have a shuttle bay door? Do they rely 100% on force field? Because that seems like a terrible choice.
Oh, it is a terrible choice if that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? Oh, it's a small glitch. Oh, shields are down!
Oh no! The entire population of the main shuttle bay and all our shuttles are being evacuated.
Oh, we were having another ceremony for Georgiou. Everybody's dead. Oh wait, nobody's dead. Vance lets Disco inside. Cyrus has this cool scientist dude. He's a visitor, Aurellio.
Discovery has a big theme this year of trying to get you to sympathize with the genocidal female leaders. I guess that's our theme. But they actually did. I feel like this came out of completely nowhere. I'm down with the chain being like, our big bad is sort of, they're that way due to circumstance, and maybe she actually does want something better for her people, but this is, what she's doing is the best way she can go about it that she knows. But so far we've just seen her using slave labor and executing her cousin or whatever for minor things. She seemed like awful, and she's just threatening Quayshawn with famine or whatever, basically destroying their planet. And now we're trying to turn this around. We're saying that this scientist that's known her for his entire life just never noticed this, I guess.
Yeah.
And Stamets is like, no, she does the genocide, and he's like, what?
Please, I don't believe you. I don't know.
She's hijacked the ship. You know this, don't you? We will return the ship as soon as our work here is done.
She's taken hostages. I'm a hostage.
Osyraa is negotiating a way to bring the spore drive to the entire galaxy.
I don't know.
I recognize the actor. I looked it up. That's Kenneth Mitchell. I mean, he was our main Klingon bad guy in that first season, Cole, and then he was his like father later, and then he was like his future son later in that Pike episode. The like Destiny crystals and that, and then he's also voiced a couple people in Lower Decks. This might be our modern day Jeffrey Combs.
Oh, okay. We'll keep an eye out on the next Picard season, I guess.
Yeah, if he shows up there, then it's solidified. We get to see some little bots fixing stuff. I was saying like somebody needs to like make these bots more important and give them something to do. So it's just like, oh man, here's our cute little RTD2s, and
we'll get to that, Jeff.
Yeah,
someone's listening.
Exactly. Book and Mike make out. He sends her off with the life science inhibitor to go play hero. But the
Go
first
save
person,
the day, Michael.
Yep.
Yes.
First person she runs into though, she gets stabbed in the leg. I was just like, now you've got a limp. You're bleeding. Later, she's not wearing shoes. Could she be any more John McClane? I want to see a machine gun take out some glass and she has to run over it.
Yeah, crawling her way through the ducts. This is Die Hard. We die hard now. One thing that made me laugh was there was a scene where I forget exactly what happened, but she's like talking to the guy on the bridge and then she has to run away. And the music's all epic, and you know she gave him the one-liner, and then she gets up and she's like, "Ow, ow," like she's just hobbling away instead of running away. And I just thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You're gonna need more regulators.
Yeah, her hallway hobbles.
Yeah.
She does cauterize her leg with a phaser. Sends out a mayday message to mom. Also, whenever she's in trouble, call mom.
Well, this was just such like, I don't know why she would stop to do that. It felt very unnatural unless the Vulcans are just going to Riker style warp in and save the day in the next episode. Like that is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't send out a communication before, but your little comm badge on a Discovery where the communications were being blocked. That's going to be
yeah, if you can get a message out, I guess that's the best place to send it.
Well, you know,
maybe you could get a message out to like any other Federation ship. I assume they're not all docked.
It's like when your Wi-Fi is not working, Chris. You send a message and eventually it will send.
Yeah.
But also, I thought they couldn't really communicate with each other. Long-range communications and stuff. That's kind of why their diplomacy fell apart. So how long that message is going to take?
100% it's going to be mom warping in and saving the day next week.
Even though, you know, she doesn't have a ship, right? She shouldn't have
Whatever.
A ship.
Whatever.
She's just a druid, Chris.
We're rebuilding the Federation, Jeff. We got to get the Vulcans back.
Yeah, of course.
Why would Osyraa come by herself just to her ship? All vessels, weapons hot. Prepare to fire on Discovery on my command.
Sir.
Osyraa. She's not on the Viridian, she's on Discovery.
All the ships target Disco because Vance isn't stupid.
Vance has been so good this season and also so good this episode.
Yeah, but you know what? I got one issue with Vance. He admits to eating his own pieces of shit for breakfast. He is Shooter McGavin.
It was great. that whole sequence with him and Osyraa was fantastic. Discovery this season has been getting carried by the minor characters. Vance has been great. Book's been great. Georgiou has been great. Cronenberg's been great, and especially Cronenberg and Georgiou together were great.
And Nielsen.
Yeah, Nielsen. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the time Discovery adding these minor characters, the minor characters really succeed. Like
even Ren wasn't too bad. I was starting to like Ren.
Yeah.
He didn't make it.
It was good. Stuff. So do you want to talk about what do you think Osyraa's motivation was? What's going on with her? Because her plan almost made sense.
Yeah, I assume that she compromised the lie detecting Eli. Because like, oh, she's telling the truth. Oh, she's telling the truth. I'm like, nah, she's like pretty much pure evil, as you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So,
like, if her intentions were actually noble, this would not be a hard sell to the Federation, right? It'd be like, hey, instead of doing war, do you want to not do war and be peaceful? You want to join? I feel like that's a pretty easy sell. The
I'll
Federation
stop like
would be all about
80%
that.
of my slavery.
Yeah, she doesn't need to take over Discovery for this.
Yeah. No,
at all. She could just show up there and be like, want to do peace? And they'd be like,
well, you know what? Maybe
well, suspicious, but yeah.
She could probably have told Vance, because the look Vance gave her when she did tell him about it. She could probably just be like, I just went over to talk to them, and the ensign surrendered to me.
Why do you have an ensign in charge? Like,
yeah,
I know.
I was just like, I want to go to Federation headquarters. She's like, all right, we surrender.
So easy to take the ship, I almost thought that it was a trap at first. But then I realized Captain Saru wasn't on board, just an ensign with the con.
Vance's suspicion, like you were just saying, like, great character here. Like, for one, he doesn't even have to be like, oh, I don't like your treaty, eat shit and die. He's like, you're already eating shit. And we're going to try you for, like, all your crimes. And then she says, like, damn it, my idea was foolproof until now.
I don't know what she wanted. Like, she wanted to have someone in there as a puppet for her. Like, was she trying to gain control of the Federation as well through like diplomatic means, or what?
I assume I think if you listen to her wording very carefully, she wants peace with the Federation. Now, her reason for wanting peace could just be simply to lure them into a false sense of security so that she can take them out. Maybe there's benefits to having the Federation, as she was saying, like people believe in hope, and Federation is still a symbol of hope. So maybe like she's also low on warp. Dilithium.
So having access to the Federation with its possibly replicatable spore drive technology is pretty cool.
Yeah. So maybe that's maybe she's actually realizing her problems and coming at them with that. But I still wouldn't trust her worth a dime.
Yeah, if this was more like, because up until this point, we've just been seeing her in the chain as pure evil, and that's all they've been presenting to us. And if this was more like,
they literally attacked Kaminar like less than a day ago.
Yeah, and if this was more like what's the TOS episode with Kirk and the Romulan commander on different ships, and it's like the
sexy
submarine
Romulan commander.
Is my attire now more appropriate, Mr. Spock?
Commander, your attire is not only more appropriate, it should actually stimulate.
No,
Spock's dad.
Yeah, Spock's dad.
The Earth Commander will follow, he must. And when he attacks, we will destroy him. Our gift to the homeland, another war.
If we are the strong, is this not the signal for war?
Must it always be so?
I should remember. I never remember the TOS episode names. I feel like this always happens. But that very good classic episode where you're seeing this conflict from both sides, and they're both, just honorable people from different societies with different value. We didn't get that. Like, if we'd been getting that, and then Osyraa comes in, this would be a lot more interesting. This wouldn't feel like a 180. I feel like that's sort of what they wanted to do with this. And asking Osyraa to stand trial for her crimes is not that outrageous if she actually wants peace, considering what her crimes actually are.
This armistice to be worth anything, the person representing the chain has to be proven credible. The only way that can happen is if he or she functions completely independently of you and tries you for your crimes.
Burnham gets located a few times. She manages to
Also, they had no reason to message her.
Yeah.
Like, they knew exactly where she was, and she didn't know that. And then they're like, by the way, I'm coming for you. Like, oh,
I was just like,
thank you.
Like, she literally took it with her. Like, how dumb is that? This isn't a radio. Like, I know you want to talk to them like Die Hard, but come on, like, they can track you through this shit.
Yeah.
And she's crawling through air ducts just like in Die Hard.
It's Die Hard.
Yeah, it really is. I was hoping for Nielsen to do it because, she's cool. I didn't see her all episode, Chris. I didn't see her all episode. Yeah, it's a good thing those bad guys didn't have comm badges that could beam them back to ships.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a useful technology.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I have yet to see that. I want to see somebody get ejected off the ship and be like, beamed right back. It's a little cold.
Regulator 665, what is your status? Regulator 665, confirm?
Stamets, little conversation with the scientist there. I do like the sort of adoptive Adira for Stamets and Culber, but man, he has taken to Adira very quickly.
She's my child. I have a child. I see from this angle where I couldn't possibly see behind your ears.
Oh, yeah, that was
you
dumb.
have 3.
Yeah, like he just woke up and the guy is in a chair facing him directly. He's like, "Oh, I see behind your ear you have three pips." And I'm like, "No, you don't. You don't see that at all. Like, is there a mirror behind him?"
I do like that there is sympathetic scientists out there, like sympathetic people working for the Orions. But like, how could you possibly not know when everybody else seems to know how bad the Syndicate is?
Yeah,
seems unrealistic.
I do like this idea of the chain being a more sympathetic entity. Like, they do bad things, but they do bad things to survive.
Well, as he was also saying,
doesn't necessarily make them better, but it's more complicated. Like, I'd stop doing this if I could, but I can't. And the Federation's like, you totally can. You just have to eat your own shit instead of getting real apples. And it's it's like, because that was the point. It's like, yeah, we have all these cool things. Yes, but you use slavery and exploitation to get them, and we have the same cool things, but they're just we don't need to do that. We have different methods.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Aurellio saying that like he would have been dead if not for Osiris.
My parents worked at the exchange. They asked Osyraa for a meeting. She did not have to say yes, but she did. I was 10, didn't have much time left, but she saw potential in me.
So she does have a kind soft spot somewhere.
But yeah, and I don't mind. I like this idea more than them just being straight evil, but this isn't what we've been given for the first 10 or 11 episodes. We've just been given, no, they're awful.
So yeah, she returns to her ship because she's like, tried for my crimes. Ew.
Well, she took that really poorly. Like, you didn't expect any pushback on your negotiations here.
Yeah.
You're making a mistake.
Osyraa, your people are good. I beg you to be as good as they are. I can promise you justice.
Oh, I can promise you the same.
So she beams back the ship, shows a little bit of her cruelty so that Aurellio sees it. Kills Ren. Mikey like forces Stamets off the ship. And Stamets is all like pissed at her and it's just like, oh, well, we have to go rescue my child Adira and Hugh. We have to go now. We can get right there. Like, you still don't have control of the ship. So if you did jump there, you couldn't really do much. But like, where's your Starfleet officer? Like, were you not trained for the academy, or are you just a scientist on board for fun?
Yeah.
Because like, there is duty, and sometimes like sacrifices are made. It's not easy, but like every 5 minutes, he's just like, "Oh, don't go, Hugh. Oh, don't do this." Like, he's just going on a mission. There's no guarantee he's gonna die from this mission.
Yeah, that scene last episode was weird, and it made no sense. Like, that's a mission. They go on missions.
Yeah.
that's
you're
your
gonna
job.
leave our quarters? Maybe don't go out there. Bad stuff happens outside of our quarters.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, I know you knew immediately that something bad was going to happen because they had this tearful goodbye, but the tearful goodbye made no goddamn sense to begin with. What do you think about Burnham's decision to put Stamets off in that whole scene there?
Well, I mean, he seems to be the only reason the spore drive works. So they haven't figured out any other way to use it. So him getting sent off so that they can't spore jump out of there is probably pretty smart.
I mean, because I feel like I'm trying to figure out if that was a smart choice. Like, I think based on what Burnham knows, that's a pretty reasonable decision. But like, if they did end up just spore jumping to the nebula, now Osiris just stuck on the Federation base, and they've got control of Discovery.
She's got her ship like trying to blast a hole through so she can get back to her ship.
Please
do it. Viridian to start firing on exterior shields, I'd like to get the hell out of here.
If you listen to Hugh, he just, or not Hugh, Stamets, he just like let loose with like, oh, we came to the future for you. We gave up our lives for you.
Like, I think Stamets is wrong, but I sympathize with his character and his viewpoint so much more. It's like, you give her shit. Yeah.
She didn't ask him to go. It was like fate of the universe, and she was sacrificing herself to do that. So you going along making sure like she was fine isn't a big sacrifice. It's what the entire crew should have done. So,
well, I don't think most of the crew needed to be on Discovery.
Yeah.
To go through to the future, like they really just needed one person to pilot it.
It was important to bring Nan through so that she could disappear a couple episodes later.
Yeah. Why?
Now she can't be in my Pike series.
Hello. Greetings.
You here to help us?
I am at your service, Captain. Shall we take back the ship?
So Zora shows up at the end after Mikey just hangs around a little too long after ejecting Stamets and gets captured. Like, I just expect more efficiency out of like a Vulcan trained person. Like, all right, mission accomplished, off to my next thing. Can't get captured here. Gotta go do this. It's like, you know, you're supposed to be the badass here, the John McClane, but you're just kind of screwing up here.
I know. I feel like I say this every time it comes up, but people always defend this by saying, "Oh, well, she's been, you know, with humans for like 8 or 9 years now, and of course that's influencing her." But like the first 20-something, maybe 30 years of her life, she was being raised as a Vulcan in Vulcan ways, and this does not inform the character, except for, you know, brief moments where it's relevant to the plot. Like, if you watched this show, you would never guess that Michael Burnham had any connection to Vulcan.
Yeah.
Through the way she acts. It's not there. And I just wonder what the goddamn point was. Like, sure, a human raised by Vulcans is an interesting thing. I'll watch that. Give me that. Why did you bother? It was just so you could do Spock shit, and it just has nothing to do with your character.
Fully agree. I'm not even sure they had that plan when they started it, because season 2 seemed like a bit of a departure from season 1. So adding Spock and Pike and all that was probably just like, hey, let's get the fan base on board here.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was
Let's
part
start
of the
using the word Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you think we're going to see an Enterprise in the next episode because it's the finale?
I would like to. The name means something to us. Here I am getting excited about Voyager J, and it's just like, Voyager was my least favorite one of them all. Nothing to do with the ship. Ship was fine. Series was TNG light, as Dr. Frakes said. I don't know why I called him Doctor. But yeah.
Damn it, Michael, look at me!
Osyraa will destroy what is left of the Federation. And she's gonna use you to do it.
No, we have time.
Overall thoughts, Chris? Anything else?
Overall thoughts. Yes, I feel like this suffers from middle episode-itis. There were a lot of good character things. I'm still uncomfortable. There were a lot of good character things, mostly with Vance. I did like Stamets yelling at Burnham. Someone needs to yell at her. That's good, even though I don't think he was wrong, but I just like his character so much more. So yeah, give it to her. The stupid Tilly shit, Jeff. And I think I figured out how this should have been done. So here's my rewrite of the previous bits. Saru should have had Tilly doing command on the night shift like Harry Kim was in Voyager. He was getting command experience by being the captain during the night shift. You need someone to sit there.
Beverly, who then informed Troy, who also did it.
Or something like that. But yeah, like this is reasonable. The same, Saru isn't sitting on the bridge 24 hours a day, so put Tilly there and just have this whole Osyraa chain thing happen during the night shift. They get smacked real hard by an ambush, And then, Tilly has to redeem herself with this whole, I'm still acting captain because Saru's not here, and she's taking the ship back. She's redeeming herself, and she's doing, because she was like really in command this episode. They were giving her good lines, and she was acting the right way. She was showing good competency for it. And it'd be like, yeah, Tilly, this was just sort of a happenstance thing that put you in command of the Discovery. But you're rising to the challenge. This is why you're in the command program. This is why you're going to be the captain someday. You got the chops, kid. But instead, it's like when the boss's son is put in charge of, like, he's made the VP of something or whatever, and sure, he's doing an okay job, but we all know why you're there. It's because you're the boss's kid. Is what Tilly's current situation feels like to me.
Yeah.
End rant.
I agree.
What were your thoughts, Jeff?
I mean, even Troy, when she was put in command, when the ship went complete powerless, was getting advice from Miles and Rovaren. So, I mean, knew she was out of her element.
I'd appreciate some suggestions.
I recommend we initiate emergency procedure Alpha 2. Bypass computer control and place all systems on manual override.
Very well.
Aye, sir.
It was an entertaining episode for Frake's episode. I thought it was pretty good. Enough happened. Enough character stuff happened. I wasn't bored. I didn't pull my hair out like I did in that Vulcan episode.
That was a low point for this season, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's good to see Kenneth Mitchell back. Would have liked to see Nielsen. Just random disappearance. Like, you're always on the bridge, and then now you're just nowhere. Like, at least show me where she decks somebody, and now she's like, being held in quarters or something, like confined to quarters because of some reason.
Oh, who do you think the Federation president is? Do you think that's actually going to be a reveal, or did they just not want to make a character?
They just not want to make the character.
Okay.
I totally got that. That and, like, I'm not going to expose my president to Osiris. Like, that makes sense.
Where's your president?
Since this is a security situation, the president has authorized me to negotiate with you for the release of Discovery and its crew. Is that satisfactory to you?
Whatever gets the job done.
I don't think you're going to see the Enterprise because you just said, Vulcan fleet's going to come. They're not going to come with the Enterprise. And frankly, I don't want to, no. Thinking about it, I don't want to see the Enterprise, because if I see the Enterprise, I'm going to get Discovery 2 season vibes of, like, why aren't we just
It'll
on
be
the
the
Enterprise?
exact same ending as season 1.
Yeah, but it'd just be like, why aren't we just on the Enterprise? Why am I watching Discovery? You've got a better ship here.
It's right there.
I want to see what this future Enterprise can do. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, are we not at Enterprise J or further? Like, so it should be a giant.
We've got to be way beyond J.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
you know what? The whole fucking base there—that's the Enterprise.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't surprise me, but like,
yeah,
they were saying it was like a city, like J was. So.
Yeah.
Where am I? You're on Enterprise. Enterprise J, to be exact. A distant relative of your ship. We're 400 years in the future.
Yeah, are we going to be dealing with Sokal next episode? And is he gonna what's gonna happen with him? Is it just gonna be like, hey, stop freaking out and destroying dilithium? Or, hate to be cruel here, Chris, I hate to say it, but he can't do any more damage if he's dead. Command decision here. Not the right command decision, but
no, but a command decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole burn thing is still so
like,
underwhelming.
I guess they're not going to reverse the dilithium problem. We thought maybe at the end of the season that's what Burnham would do, save dilithium for everybody. The entire planet.
Well, no, they still might. We have the whole planet made of dilithium.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she's not going to reverse. But they do have like the planet now, so that could be it. But you still got that so-called problem, Chris. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't
maybe
know.
That
maybe
mirror
if they
is just rubbing off
out of the nebula, then I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they just need to hypospray him, get him unconscious, and move him anywhere else.
Yeah, that could work. Throw him back on Kaminar.
This was so underwhelming.
I mean, he's 150 years old, Chris.
Yeah.
So he survived well past Kelpian's usual lifespan. I don't know. I'm full on board with this command decision now. I don't know why.
Well, okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to see what we think about the season next episode. We're getting done here, so probably more to talk about next week.
Yeah. Not Frakes directed, unfortunately. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and see you next week.
See ya.